Hi, welcome to another video on my fischertechnik walking robot Mirft2. Last time I did hoped to improve the walking by adding some of these parts which substitute for rubber feet. Demonstrating it revealed that it was not balanced, the frame was not balanced, and that was shown by an unequal, let me show that closely, by an unequal situation of these red parts. That is solved. Also the battery had to be replaced, and let me first check on the battery. So I hope you can see that. First of all, I'm going back to the standard user interface. Let me lift it so you can actually see it, and then I have of course got to go to settings, date and time. What's the date? Exactly, that is exactly what I wanted to see. Oops, and I go a little bit too quick because I want the time, which is okay. So that is correct. Now I press the on/off button to go back to the community interface, and that is for one thing. The other thing, however, is, and this is clearly seen, I can freely move this leg, the 6-spoke leg, and you can see why, because this is not really aligned. The gear that is the first in line from the motor has to be changed, has to be fixed. The question is, why is it out of line? So let's take a good look at it, and then we see that the axis has come off. It's no longer visible in here as it is here. Let me shed light. Here you can clearly see the black axis peeking through, and here there isn't. So I need to be careful to put it through again in some way. On the other hand, when I push it right now, it is being obstructed by this black gear. So, and now you can see what is happening. There goes the gear. It's right here now. So this is really a problem. Oops. And as you can see, it's not easily fixed either. Alright, position it this way, in line with the axis, a push, and it is fixed. However, that is a sign that somehow, well, not somehow, this is clearly a weak point because it has happened before. So the question is, how do I solve this permanently? And I'm afraid, considering the way that, or the occasion that it has happened now, it's no easy answer. Maybe I need to reconstruct the frame, although this is easily built and used by the other robot as well, where it doesn't go wrong. So most likely I have to deal with it in another way. Let's think about it. When closely observing the gears, there is a problem that I hadn't think about. So it was clear that this gear had come off, or it had come off here, so the axis had come out actually. But when you closely observe, and I'll keep my finger against the gear, you see what is happening. This gear I hold still, and the other can move while it is on the axis. Same applies, of course, to this side. So this is a flexibility of which I doubt that I want it, but yet if I look at a similar axis, it is the plastic axis, and it is quite flexible. So it's not quite flexible that you can actually bend it, but you can. There's also torsion, and that is clearly shown right here. So is this solvable? I doubt it. And if this is not solvable, I have to deal with it in another way, and that is applying feet here and applying rubber feet here and here. Apart from that, this actually doesn't need to be as wide as this is. So when I replace these two by elements like this, I can actually shorten this to one gate, to one space, and make this more accurate movement. And in order to do that, I have to remove these and take some of the links off of it. And then apply them to these two for the handbags. So let me see if I can easily, which I should do first. I guess I should do the feet first, then remove, and then reconstruct this part. So, well, any particular order, it doesn't really matter. And these rope knots are unfortunately tied really well, so let me take a pin set, and it comes off quite easily. There you go. This can of course be held, but I need to fix it anyway, because I want to keep these three links and then tie it one here and one on the other side. So that's something which I applied on this leg already, but I have to do that here as well, and that goes for all these legs. So that is some labor to do, some work to do. And how many do I have? I want to keep 3 of them on this foot, so I have to be careful not to break anything, because I've noticed in the past that it is not really unbreakable. And those are 2. Will this come off? It has to. Really careful. Anyway, that's something to do with a few legs. So I have prepared the pieces of rope which go with the rubber feet. 2 ropes per foot, and these have to go on all the spokes, but not only on the spokes of the 4 legs, also on the hind legs. And there comes a problem, because these hind legs are clearly L-shaped, which is not an easy way to mount them, to mount the feet on. So I have decided to replace the L-shapes by this kind of shapes, actually kind of the same construction as with these shapes, but then straight and not bent. So they will be like this. And when I put it here, and let me have a clear view, when I put it here, or like this rather, then I can construct them in the same way as I have here. But that comes a bit later. This foot is, as I have shown earlier, with 3 chain links, 2 ropes, and then one goes in here, goes back, and then in a knot, and then the other one goes actually in the same way. In here and through here. Also in a knot. Now that is a bit tricky. So I have to help it here a little bit. And then I of course pull on the wrong way. So this is one, and right now it is close enough. also when I pull it here a little bit, and then 2 knots right here, and then hopefully it will stay this way. And with this one finished, I have all 6 spokes done, and it's time for the other one, and I won't show that because it's the same way as the other leg. So up to it. With 2 feet of this side now quite well fixed, I want to reconstruct this. So what I do is remove this leg, and then I need to fix this. Because this has to come off. It is too wide for the new situation. And if everything is alright, it will be replaced by this one, much shorter. But before that, I have to move it here, and this one falls off easily, so I have to put it here with care. And then I hope it will work okay. As it has been proven time and again that sometimes ideas are not working out the way they are intended to be. So let me see how to fix this. And I'm very curious how this works out. So what I am going to do is put it on its feet. And now there is already a difference visible, because this one has barely space to move, while this side clearly has space to move. So we'll see how this ends up. And to see how it ends up, how it works, I'm going to run the script. And to avoid strain on the gear, I will lift it and see how it works. Actually, I like this quite a lot. Let me do it again. Yes, this is actually quite a lot better than the wider situation. Including the fact that this rubber feet is nicely fixed on it. So yeah, this is asking for a replacement here as well, but therefore I have to move this one there. and that gives a little problem because of these parts. And now I notice that one is missing here, so I need to fix that first. And then how to fix it with these parts. That won't be as easy, but what I can do anyway is take the other leg and fix it. For the reconstruction of this part, only removing or replacing this is sufficient. Then I can put it here and I have the same construction as here. So first remove this leg, then this will need to come off. Important is that this one comes off as well. And then this one should go, or should get mounted. Oops. And to here. That is one. All the way through and in. This one, so now it's more or less secured. And then this short one, like on top. Oops, I have to stay off the camera tripod. And this one of course has to be in here. And attached to the wheel. So, with these two old legs out of the way, time for yet another test. Lifting with the hand and let's run. And once again. So now with the back feet, back legs, heel legs actually done, I can see that it is willing to move that way. It stands a lot higher on its feet, but that's okay. And the only problem remaining is with this, and of course, as at the beginning of this video, quite worrisome, this gear. How to solve the flexibility of that axis. Because this this can move too easily, and this is not really a recipe for a nice working. That said, some improvements made, some reconstructions. I'm not there yet, but somehow I'm cutting close time and time. So for now, thank you for watching. With the gear keeps to be a problem on both sides. I don't know a solution yet. This is a nice solution, and for the rest we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and to be continued. And if you like my videos, please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. If you like my videos, please also consider allowing advertisements in support of this blog and video. And if you don't want to allow advertisements, please visit my website, which is shown under this video, for another possibility to support.